What's happening, everybody? Today I decided to do something a little different and share with you something personal. That's right. I'm going to be doing just a normal task, nothing special. In fact, it's something you all do, but in a very unusual location. It only gets more interesting from here. But with that, I invite you to come along on today's adventure here in one of my most favorite desert locations. So here we go, everybody. Here we go. You're probably wondering, where exactly are you in the Mojave Desert, that is elevation sea level? And that is a really good question. I am here in Death Valley National Park, and you are looking out into one of the lowest parts of the park where Furnace Creek is. Yes, Furnace Creek is right there. And in a few moments, that is where our adventure is going to take us. But in the meantime, you can see what it is like out here in December. There is some snow right now on top of Telescope Peak. Yes, this is Telescope Peak right here. And the mountain range is the Panamint Mountain Range. And this is the road to Badwater Basin, everybody. Badwater Basin. You're looking at California 190, the Death Valley Scenic Byway. And just look at the colors. This is exactly what makes Death Valley stand out. The colors all around. And if you get here early in the morning or late in the afternoon, early evening, the colors do not disappoint. And if you're staying here in the park, I would recommend here the Inn at Death Valley. Allegedly, it is haunted. But this is just a stunning view. And my car is below sea level. Yes. When you're coming into Death Valley National Park from Las Vegas, this is one of the first areas that you will see after passing a couple of interesting tourist spots. So Furnace Creek, 1 mile, and Junction 127, which is the Death Valley Highway. It will take you to Baker, California, which then turns into Kell Baker Road. Again, the sea level sign. You will also see this sign over by the Mesquite Flat sand dunes. And this guy is going to Badwater Basin or the Devil's Golf Course. We're not doing that today. I have made a couple Death Valley videos. Maybe you have seen them, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, I strongly suggest you have. And also, if you have any comments about certain areas here in Death Valley National Park that you would like to see, I would definitely be happy to make a video of that. Otherwise, here we go. And there is the California Highway Patrol. Yes, they do patrol the area here in Death Valley National Park. And I happen to know his neighbor, everybody. How funny. But there goes the California Highway Patrol here in Inyo County, Death Valley. Okay. So we are continuing on to Furnace Creek. It's only going to take a few seconds. Not that long at all. See? 65 degrees. Okay. To Furnace Creek. I always love driving in and seeing the valley floor. Surprisingly, it's been busy for time of day, and it is a weekday as well. I came out here. I wasn't going to make a video on this. Really, I have something else in mind planned. I thought I would be doing it today, but there's not enough time at all. So I'm going to have to put it on the back burner. I guarantee you will like it because it's playing off of one of my other popular videos, one of my most popular ones, I have to say. And I think it will be really good. I'm not going to spoil it, but what I will do is briefly park here, right here, at the sign. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of pull off right here. You already kind of saw it, but still. It's kind of the money shot in a way, maybe. Okay, stepping out onto the Death Valley Scenic Byway right here. That's right, everybody. And there's some cars passing by. Again, a lot busier than one would expect for a weekday. Kind of a little bit past noon. But yes, 190 feet below sea level. We did not go that far at all. So 190. If you go to Badwater Basin, it only gets lower. And they just got a torrential amount of rain out here, historic, to where there is a lot of water in Badwater Basin. So if you have a kayak, be sure to bring it if you're thinking about coming out to Death Valley National Park. Because look at all the traffic. Weekday, everybody. In Death Valley, Furnace Creek. So, continuing on with my task here in the hottest place on earth. Not right now, though. It's very pleasant. I'm probably going to be doing some camping. This week is really busy. I've been really busy. Leading up to Thanksgiving, and then into December. So I really haven't had time to go on all the adventures that I have been wanting to do, but it's opening up. Yeah. This area right here is called Indian Village. Indian Village. And the snow again on top of Telescope Peak. In a few weeks, it's going to be loaded with snow. I hope it's a wet winter. Really, I do. California needs the rain and snow. Same with Nevada. Nevada always needs it. But this terrain out here, it's almost alien-like. Almost. You can see the creosote bushes right here. Creosote. Pyramid Peak. So back in the Prius because I'm almost where I want to show you. This is the whole video. I just wanted to show everyone that sign because I think it's interesting. Hopefully you did as well, because negative 190 feet below sea level to me definitely is interesting. This is the ranch at Death Valley right here. I've stayed here, and it's very popular. They have a good breakfast. There's the CHP right there. The ranch at Death Valley. Coming into it. It's always busy with the employees here working. They keep it really nice and clean. They do an amazing job. There's a fair amount of people here. This isn't the parking lot for the hotel. It is for the area. They also have electric vehicle charging stations here. So if you have an EV car and you're wondering, hey, can I make it out to Death Valley? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But the task that I want to show you here in Furnace Creek, everybody, it requires a key, a very special key. That's right. And for those of you who have seen my content or are a subscriber, you know what this key is all about. That's right, you do. And for those who don't, well, you're in for quite a surprise because it only gets more unusual, everybody, more unusual. But we are here in Furnace Creek, and I will go ahead and give you a look around right now. And for those of you who have seen my content or are a subscriber, you know what this key is all about. That's right, you do. And for those who don't, well, you're in for quite a surprise because it only gets more unusual, everybody, more unusual. But we are here in Furnace Creek, and I will go ahead and give you a look around right now. This is where I parked the car, everybody, as you can see, and the Panamint Mountains out in the distance. They do have a full golf course here and a very nice pro shop as well. So if you're a golfer or into golfing, definitely give it a look when you're here in Furnace Creek. This is one of the entrances in. And the bus exit. Another interesting thing about this property, you can rent bungalows, stay in them. They're very nice. They also have the regular hotel. But here are some of the bungalows. In fact, I'll just walk down a little ways. And anytime I'm out here, it always brings me back to all the years I spent in the Coachella Valley, specifically Palm Desert. Really makes me feel like I'm back there, and that's a good feeling because some of my best memories were in Palm Desert, the Palm Springs area. And how interesting. And I'm sure a lot of you, when you think about Death Valley, a lot of this does not come to mind. The cottages, I call them bungalows, but cottages, a golf course, all the activity. People think of just a really harsh desert, and that is true. It can be unrelenting, unforgiving, but it also can be a really rewarding place for those who love to see untouched beauty. For all you desert enthusiasts. But anyway, moving forward. I'm not sure what's going on. Hi, good, and you? In California 190, everybody, right there. I'm also going to walk around on that as well. I was hoping to not make this into a crazy long video because I have a habit of doing that. I really do. But I hope you do enjoy my long form videos as well as my short videos. But here we go, everybody. You are going to see what this key is for. That's right. Here we go. I think you probably had a feeling. Maybe, maybe not. Leave it in the comments if you had a different idea of what this key is for. And here are the hours. Oh boy, it's full. Wow. Boy, did I get a lot of mail. A lot of mail. Okay. Boy, I was not expecting this much mail, so I'm going to have to go through this in a little bit. But yes, if you do want to send a letter, you know where to send it to, everybody. That's right. So I'm going to throw this in the car, and then from there, give you a walk around here. But I got the grocery ads, everybody. The grocery ads, for those who are curious. And maybe I have some letters from you, because I threw it out there on one of my prior videos. If you want to contact me, Desert Gino, you know where to send a letter. You can just write it to Desert Gino, Death Valley, California, 92328-9600. Because yes, I used to work for the post office, everybody. The +4s matter. Not really. I always think this is funny. I have gotten this from HughesNet so many times, but fast internet now available in Death Valley. I'm sure a lot of you have never seen this. Really funny, everybody. But what is not funny is what else I received in the mail. I was hoping to get some mail from all of you Desert Gino supporters. And in fact, I might have, maybe. Anyway, continuing on, exploring Furnace Creek. That's right. Here are the electric vehicle charging stations, as I mentioned. And yes, that was it. What I mentioned. I have something very normal to do that many of you do, which is going to the mailbox and getting your mail. However, when your mailbox is in Death Valley, California, I think that makes for a really good video and some interesting historical stuff right here. But maybe that CHP officer is still on California 190, so I'm going to go over that way, but I do want to show you, while I am here, this beautiful fountain. And it is 190 feet below sea level. Hello. Didn't wave. Well. Oh, here is the Borax Museum. Oh, wait a minute. They have some food. What type of food do they have? Okay, going over to the fountain. This is an interesting spot, I feel like, especially when you're out here in summertime. When I'm out here, it's 130 degrees, and that is not an exaggeration. I have a picture to prove it, everybody. But I always think this is a really nice touch. Oh, and one other thing to show you maybe that might be interesting. Maybe. An inaccurate sign because it is 65 degrees. It is not 50. No way. It's off by 15 degrees. Yikes. But this is just a normal day for me, Gino. And maybe that's why you're subscribing to my channel, because I really do appreciate those who are. It really helps my channel grow, and it really encourages me to continue making content and sharing it with you. These are my hobbies, my passions, and I'm really happy to take you along with me because most of you are not coming out to Death Valley. You're not living in this part of the country, and if you are, cool. Maybe we should get together for cycling because I'm an avid cyclist. But seriously though, I am happy to be sharing all of my experiences with all of you because I enjoy reading your comments. I enjoy learning about other places that you might find interest in seeing as well. Just like when I go on YouTube, there's a lot of YouTubers I see and I go, wow, you know, they go to a lot of places I enjoy seeing, and I'm happy to be that guy for you as well. So here we are in Furnace Creek, the hottest place on planet Earth, 65 degrees, beautiful, and I am not going to be able to do the video I intentionally planned on doing today, which is fine. There's always another day. So if you want to end the video right now, you can. I'm going to be probably walking over to the visitor center, which isn't that far away. I've made other videos on it, but when in Furnace Creek, right, you might as well cover the visitor sign. So here we go. Back on the road, everybody. And you're probably thinking, you're going to get in your car and drive? No, I'm just going to walk around. But before I do, let's take a look at what's inside here. They have their Christmas tree up. Oh, wow. Hello. You have a nice lobby.
Yeah, it's pretty nice in the middle of nowhere.
It's somewhere.
How's your day going?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, just out and about. Stopped to get my mail.
Yeah.
Saw Barb. So, just doing a video to share with other people who aren't able to come here what Furnace Creek is all about. Yeah. Yeah. So, how was the rainstorm though?
I mean, it caused a little commotion and
Yeah.
closed the roads for a couple days, but it wasn't terrible.
Nobody was trapped?
Yeah, well, a couple people did get trapped down that bad water.
Oh.
But they went down there when they had no business going down there.
I see.
But yeah, we all made it through.
Oh. So how long have you been out here for?
For about a month and a
Oh,
half.
month? Nice.
Yeah.
And this is...
Back here in 2023.
Oh. Yeah.
And,
There's some updates as well. They kind of changed a few things around. I feel like, maybe not.
Well, obviously.
All right, everyone. I had a really nice conversation in there. And a lot of times when I'm recording, I kind of end it because a lot of people, they don't want to be on camera, and I respect that as well. But here is just a beautiful shot right now, looking out. And I wanted to see if the CHP is still out on 190, and I did not intend for that to rhyme, by the way. I'm not that type of guy, everybody. But no, he is gone. And I know his neighbor, too, as mentioned. And here are the people enjoying Death Valley National Park. I was speaking with a really nice guy, though, inside. And it's interesting. He's working here in Death Valley at the hotel, the ranch at Death Valley. And a lot of people, they come out here to have the experience to say, I worked in Death Valley, the hottest place on earth. And there is one thing that I always find interesting when I'm walking here on California 190, and that is this right here, because not a lot of people are aware of this fact about Death Valley National Park. I could hear it, and maybe you could as I was approaching, but there is a massive aquifer under Death Valley. And look at all the water, everybody. Out here in the desert, and yet there is plenty of water flowing. And when you're driving into Death Valley from Las Vegas on California 190, you can see the actual Furnace Creek as you're descending into Furnace Creek. It runs alongside the road. It's really interesting, very interesting. I find it really, really interesting, especially in the summertime, when it's easily over 125 degrees. It's just blistering hot, and yet you have a creek and all this water and even a golf course. But yes, a massive, massive aquifer under Death Valley. It's home to the Devil's Hole. If you're interested in that, look it up. There's even an airport here. You can fly into Death Valley as well. I can hear a plane right now. I might maybe catch it taking off. And an interesting sight. In a couple of weeks, it's going to be really busy. Extremely busy, I have a feeling, because it was last year. But maybe not this year. Things change. I was here in January, February of this year, and I was just amazed with all the people. And for a while, I was coming out here every other week, but I got really busy and haven't been able to, and I really wish I did, because I have some really important mail that I have to address. Furnace Creek, everybody. You wouldn't think that I'm in Death Valley. Not at all. Wow. And my equipment, the battery died, so now I'm free-handing it, everybody. I'm free-handing it, but wow. I paid $3.89 in Las Vegas for gas. $5.14. It's still not that bad compared to this one gasoline station in Fenner, California. It's around $9 a gallon. But here in Death Valley, welcome to the Visitor Center here in Furnace Creek. I know it seems a little bit more interesting in the summertime when temperatures are record-breaking, but honestly, if you have the opportunity, winter is really the nicest time to be out here. The day is perfect. I'd say probably around 70 degrees. It feels a little bit warmer than from earlier, but you can see the sign, Furnace Creek. Yeah. the beautiful background, Pyramid Peak. That's the Funeral Mountain Range, but right now it's starting to quiet down. The colors are beginning to come alive. And I'm just happy to share with you this experience coming out here, looking at all the beautiful scenery here in Death Valley National Park. Now, if you have any suggestions as well of any other places in the Mojave Desert that you would like me to see, please drop it in the comments. I always like a good lead and an idea of what you like to see. And look at this, desert grass in Death Valley. Grass wildly growing in the hottest place on earth. Just in the summer. So there's the Prius right there. Parked it right here. And this is where the video is ending officially, everybody. Except I'm going to officially end it over at the welcome sign, but I'm ending it here at the visitor center. But you know what I'm saying. Oh, 71. I had a feeling it warmed up. Remember when we got here? 65 degrees. I heard a click, but nothing happened. Oh, for those who do not know, I also recommend going out to Rachel, Nevada. Also a really good stargazing spot. But this is the visitor center, so if you are ever out here, definitely give it a stop. I know in one of my other videos you've seen me standing here when it was 129 and 30 degrees. Not too bad today. Not too bad at all. But this park, it is massive, massive, massive. There is so much to see, so much to experience. And one video really does not do it any justice at all. But as you know, I am an avid solo camper, so don't be surprised if you see a video coming up of me at Ubahibi Crater. That's right, Ubahibi Crater here in Death Valley National Park, or Bonnie Claire Dry Lake Bed. That's another good spot. There's so many good spots out here in the Mojave Desert. So many good places to see. And that's why I'm Desert Gino. I live here in the desert. I am never leaving the desert at all. It is my home. It is my passion. And I am absolutely happy to share it with you. That's right. And I'm happy you're enjoying my videos as well. I really appreciate the comments. And whenever I do go live streaming, I always enjoy sharing the experience with you as well. And having a nice interaction when you're on the chat. But anyway, here in Furnace Creek, everybody. Furnace Creek. This is going to do it for today's adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a simple task, nothing special, just going to my mailbox. But when you have a mailbox here in Death Valley, I think it's worthy of making a video. So please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, the Desert Gino channel. It really does help for more people like you to see this video. And if you like desert-related content, please be sure to leave it in the comments if you have any suggestions on where the next video should be, because I do read the comments and I always appreciate a good lead on where to go next. Okay, everybody. Until the next video. Bye.